What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Dubstar. And we're returning to Make It Better. Once again, shout out to Phil, as well as to Mark and others who've commented on this journey. And the next track on the album is I, and then parenthetically, Friday Night. I'm intrigued by the juxtaposition. I reacted to a track not too long ago by the Noisettes called Saturday Night, and I talked a great deal in the beginning of that video about how Saturday night makes me think of the weekend, and how for at least many people, not all of course, some people work on the weekends, including myself, but for many people it speaks to time away from the daily grind, the 9 to 5 of Monday through Friday, and thus letting yourself go, partying, engaging in social activities. So Friday night, maybe even more so because it's the first night after you clock out of work on Friday. So I would be inclined, if the track was just Friday night, to maybe think in that direction. Now, that other track was completely unrelated to that idea, so maybe this will be as well. But with I, the personal pronoun, as the primary title, I'm even more intrigued and less certain of what to expect. So, yeah, maybe it's just the framing for a narrative, what I did on a Friday night, but at the same time, I feel like there could be some significance beyond what is apparent on the surface. Let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Dubstar, the track is I, and then parenthetically, Friday Night, from their 2000 album, Make It Better. Fascinating. Well, I was clearly it was directly about the speaker and what she's been doing and what she thinks and what she sees and remembers and smells and so on. So yeah, it was sort of the lyrical framing for most of the lines, which is about perspective and about perception. But yeah, it does feel like Friday night is about going out and unwinding and having fun with someone, but it's a reflection, and it's also set in the present, so she's like walking past the house where maybe they live together, thinking about going out, smelling the trees and seeing the street lights in the town where they lived. So yeah, and she's wondering where this person is now and maybe, what they're doing. But it sounds like they're the ones who changed things, or they're the ones who moved on away from her. And that line every time about this paradigm constantly changing, it made me laugh because it just makes me think of Thomas Kuhn and paradigm shifts. So, like a dumb academic reference, but nevertheless, she's heard enough of my shenanigans. But yes, it does sound like it's essentially set in two time periods. One, when she was with this guy who she's no longer with, and then now in the present, sort of not unlike the song that, like, what's that line, or what's the title of the song where it's like, there's always something there to remind me, like everything that I look at, it just makes me, remember when we used to go there, or like, remember when we walked down the street, remember when we were smelling the trees after we left the pub at night. It just feels like everything is a reflection, but also a contrast with the sort of emptiness or absence in the present. So yeah, it feels like Friday night is about going out and enjoying things with someone, but not for the person now, and it's more of a reflection / comparison. Sonically, in one way, it felt like a more typical Dubstar tune in that it had electronic sounds and it had a sort of danceable rhythm, but it also had a bit of a country twang to it. Some of the guitar work and just the overall melodic scheme seemed a bit twangy. And then, of course, we had a bit of a flourish of acid in the latter stages that really stood out. The sort of jangly, hi-hat rhythm that was going with the beat. So, yeah, some elements that felt more typically Dubstar as I've come to know them through 2 and now a tiny bit of a 3rd album, and a couple other elements that felt farther away from their typical sounds. So, either way, a cool one, not too long, felt like maybe like 3 minutes. Not even that, a little under 3 minutes. So yeah, a shorter one, but interesting, and I'm curious to know whether lyrically I'm sort of heading in the right direction or whether there's some twist or catch that I didn't pick up on. So let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.